And hello, everybody. Welcome back to another week and another session of our 12 Inner Demons session of our. Ooh, sorry about that. Of our live playtest of 12 Inner Demons, game made by Witchcraft Games. My name is Shoko. I'm the GM and general rules writer of 12 Inner Demons. And with me, I have our lovely playtesters. Want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Zach. I play the Cacodemon King.
I am Victoria. I am the flavor writer for the rulebook, and I am playing Liz.
I'm the Mirror Demon Bookie. My name's Morgan.
My name is Ben. I play the Green Demon, Wretched.
I'm Jonah, and I'm playing the target, Oliver.
All right. So, as we last left off, it's been a bit. We last left off on day 7, time slot 3, if I do so remember correctly. And in doing so, we left off with you having received a series of interesting favors in exchange for some magical items given to you by a particularly enterprising auction show running demon. These favors you were asked for were simple. The first one, go to this address that he's given you and stop whoever's there from continuing something. He didn't actually tell you any real concrete information about it, and frankly, it's very, very suspicious. It's very sus, but I mean, what else are you gonna do?
Go
Number
here
2,
and stop them from breathing.
Go to this other address and find a small red lacquer box. And number 3, find the identity of someone known as Widow's Weave. It reads as a username. 3 simple tasks. So, what was the plan first?
The party has split off. Most of us are going to deal with the first task. That being composed of effectively everyone but Bookie.
Yes, that's right.
Literally everyone but Bookie.
Mm-hmm.
Banking on that mirror travel, huh?
I really am.
As expected.
Is that what we're doing? Because King's pretty low on grip.
Well, I scat. Oh.
Guess what? So it's Wretched.
Bookie's not.
Awesome.
I think
They
that's why
can
they have
double
King.
up on the uppers. It's fine.
Sick.
All right, then. So, the address you're given... Let's get this set up. But the address you're given, as a note for all of our players watching and new, this game is set in San Francisco. It is... If you're not familiar with San Francisco, don't worry. Most of the players aren't either. It's basically just me and Victoria who actually know anything about it. So this address takes you to a location down in the Mission. Not particularly far out in the Mission, mind. It's still relatively close to the kind of just off of Market Street kind of area. So you've been down near there before when you were down exploring the gallery, but it's a little further down, a little further out of the way. Looks like residential kind of area.
Mm-hmm.
So then, the question really becomes, what's your plan for going here? Are you just gonna show up to this presumably house and tell the guys stop if there's a guy there at all? You have honestly, this whole thing is super sketchy, and you really don't know what's going on.
Showing up
Do
like
I,
Mormons from hell.
Do I know anything about the neighborhood, like using my streetwise spidey senses?
Give me a streetwise test at TN5, please.
All right.
We're just rolling in Discord.
As per usual, yeah.
What did you say the TN was? Sorry.
5. So that's 3
5.
successes. So
Three.
first thing you note, it's like really close to the Tenderloin. like kind of uncomfortably close, which means
Yeah.
as we know, and as the players about to find, as everyone else is about to find out, it's not really the good side of town. That's the the don't walk outside at night kind of town.
Ah.
Mm.
So it's a, more than you're getting a more sus as time goes on. In addition, though, you've noted that this particular area, while right near the Tenderloin, is at the same time like kind of close to the general like. Put it like this, so it's right at the edge of the mission, right? Because the Tenderloin's not exactly super close to that, but it's kind of right near the Orpheum, which is a big famous theater here. It's kind of a weird location. You'd think it's actually kind of expensive living up there, at least so being so close to Market Street. But then it's near the Tenderloin. One of
Tenderloin
those
is such a
strange kind of
stupid name.
transitory spaces.
Can confirm it's a very weird part of the city.
It
It
is.
sounds like a cut of meat.
It is a kind of meat. A tenderloin is actually a cut of
I
meat.
know.
Why is there a place called Tenderloin? I'm
They
I'm
were
going to
very
bully-
hungry.
Because it's in the approximate location of where the Tenderloin would be if the city was a living thing. Which is
Oh.
really unsettling in
ridiculous.
all honesty. But let's continue.
I'm going to bully
Okay.
Tenderloin and everyone that lives there.
Oh God.
Isn't that why we have come?
Yeah, that's a
You're
good
not
point. All right,
wrong.
time to bully.
Get in your human form.
All right. So you're heading down to the location. You get off on the street. How are you getting down there this time? Is it just Ubering it again? Is it taking a bus down? What do you think?
We did get the burner phones, right? So we could
Yeah.
theoretically call an Uber if we wanted to. Okay.
Got the burner phones, but then we fell in the sewer.
And
Oh.
yes, do you remember? Your current means of internet access is not a phone, but in fact a used
Oh,
PSP
right.
that you hook up to the Wi-Fi.
Oh, they're at the PSP.
So I mean, technically, you could probably call a rideshare with that, like using the internet browser.
Oh
But I
God.
don't think Uber would work.
Yeah.
You want to just take the bus because I feel like that's gonna be. Yeah.
Yeah, I think bus is probably the way to go here.
All right. So you head down on the bus, down over here, get off on Market Street, walk a couple blocks to get over here. The location itself is a small townhouse. You see, there's a lot of them around here. Not exactly like a large place. It's like one of those. You know how that you get those kind of houses in this kind of area where they're built into each other, where like once upon a time
Townhouses.
this was all separate, but like as time and population has grown, people have built on extensions and things like that. And what once used to be like a little stately townhouse is now kind of crammed into basically almost an apartment building.
I have
It's
a
one of
good
those.
idea of what you're describing.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's like there's like a little door and a steps leading to the front. And it's clearly its own little building. It looks physically different than the surrounding buildings around it, but they're basically so wall to wall that they're just one big building.
Mm-hmm.
So you're standing outside of here. What is the plan here? You're
Just be real sus.
are we just gonna like walk up and knock on the door? Are we gonna try to break in? Like, you know literally nothing about this place.
Oh boy.
Well, we
Uh,
must
okay.
Meanwhile, Morgan turns into a hyena.
take to
Incredible.
the stage, shall we?
Mhm.
Do we want to send in the demons first?
Probably a good idea.
Probably.
The humans don't want to just waltz on in.
All right, so who's going in, and are you
No.
just like? And I assume you're just gonna like try to fit through the door, basically. Which, in fairness, the door is pretty beat up. There's some gaps underneath that you can slide through relatively functionally.
Well, one demon can turn into mist, and that demon is not mine. So,
Yeah.
Fair point. It's also foggy as hell out, so it's not even like anyone would notice.
Oh, sick.
Yeah,
Alright, then
do
yeah, King's
remember
gonna
that
do
the entire city is blanketed in pretty much unending fog right now.
Convenient.
For a time.
Alright,
Natural camouflage.
in that case, I'm going to do that. I'll
Alright.
assume mist form and slide through the door.
Alright, so you slide on in. The inside of the house is it's pretty rough. It's like it looks like the kind of place that someone has been living in for a while but hasn't cleaned up in a long while.
Meth den.
Not exactly not quite meth den levels, but but the kind of thing where like there's some stacks of old laundry sitting on a chair, and there's the whole place
Yeah.
just has like takeout boxes in it, and it looks really rough.
Blech.
Molding newspaper.
If there were even newspapers, but like not quite molding, but there's some flies flying around like the open takeout container on the little kitchen table, and some empty beer cans near it, and the whole place just looks really rough. You don't
Excellent.
see anyone in this main living room area though there is a kitchen and then there's an upstairs.
Alright, well, I'm going to go out of the mist form and just start operating so that way people can no longer see the weird fog inside their house.
Very good.
Are they bothered?
Well, there's no one in there
Um,
currently, so you don't know.
Yeah, it's just if I wind up floating into a room, I don't want them to see, you know.
Spooky ghost fog. Woo!
Yeah.
But it's October. It's fitting. Sorry.
I mean, technically,
A visit from the
this
spooky
is.
fog ghost fairy.
I mean, technically, this is happening in like April. But yes, it is October. It's fitting. Anyway, so where do you want to look at? What do you want to look first? Do you want to look more around this living room area? Do you want to look into the kitchen? Do you want to look upstairs?
I want to look into the kitchen and upstairs, but not like particularly searching for anything yet. I just want to see if there's anyone actually in this house.
All right. So you poke your head into the kitchen. It is in a similar state of disarray, similar state of that. There is a currently left on like pot of water that is boiling, and you see
Okay.
like a pack of ramen noodles sitting off to the side, but it's been just kind of abandoned. The water is boiled down very low.
Huh.
But there's still water.
Yeah, but like it's a big pot.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so there was water. There probably was a lot of water. Now there is relatively little water because they boiled off a lot of it. Heading upstairs, you float up the stairs up top and head on in. Upstairs there's like a little bathroom area and there's like a larger actual bedroom. In the bedroom, you see two things. The first
God.
is that there's someone just laying down on the bed. They look like they're just taking a nap. It's not a good nap. They look like they are in desperate need of a shower. Like
Ugh.
like Scuzzy with the 5 o'clock shadow, kind of like overweight middle-aged guy. The other thing you see is that there is a demon currently hovering over him on the bed, who turns to look at you when you enter the room.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Perfect.
That was a laugh.
Morgan, are you okay?
I'm fine, yes.
I don't believe you.
Shush. Yes, moving on. Why are you both
All right,
so low health?
The demon is cat-like in a way, almost a. You'd call it a. The demon has a humanoid form. If you had to guess based on the general appearance you're seeing from it, it's probably some kind of mirror demon based on the like strange kind of shard-like growths coming out of its skin. They're slightly reflective, but it's otherwise black-furred and with a vaguely humanoid shape, but one that is not proportionally right.
Okay, hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, you're here.
Okay, that sucked. My connection dropped.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, but so
Oh.
like the demon is vaguely humanoid in shape, but not in correct proportion. Its body is like its torso feels too long, its limbs too skinny and too like jointed at weird places. It looks a little bit like a funhouse mirror in a way,
Cool.
but its skin is black furred and it's got 3 large yellow eyes. It hisses at you with gleaming reflective teeth. What? Out! Out!
Do I have a name for that other demon, the auction house guy?
You do not.
Awesome.
You did. Were you even present to? Actually, here's a question. You were present to. Were you present? You were not present to meet
Nope,
the
I
auction
was
house
not.
demon. So you don't
Only
even know what he
Wretched
looks
was.
like. Only Wretched was. So I assume Wretched probably described demon in big ol' hat, looks like Porco Rosso kind of thing.
He wouldn't have used those terms.
He really wouldn't, but you know.
Would have probably mentioned that it's, the demon type.
Mhm. But yes. So what do you respond to this strange, weird cat mirror demon thing?
You must be the one that we were sent here to speak with.
Sent. Who sent you?
I am not familiar with him myself, but it was a demon at an auction house.
Not good enough. You want my prey, don't you? No.
No.
Out! Out! Be done with you!
King is going to float away and go and retrieve Wretched and make
Just-
humans.
So King just like shrug, turn.
Pretty much,
Yes.
in as many words.
In as many words. All right. So you head back downstairs, find you got Wretched there, or you've got the door. And I assume you just float back up to the door, turn into Misty, go through it, and then say like, house empty, guy upstairs, angry demon. Probably should turn off that stove before the house burns down. The usual.
Yeah, actually, I'll just go into real world form and unlock the door and turn the stove off while I'm at it.
How courteous.
How nice.
Yeah.
If his house burned down, it might stop him.
Only maybe slightly.
We don't know what we're here to stop. It's fine. So I guess at that, Wretched floats on in.
Alright, you're in.
So,
And at this point, everyone who's here, which is also Oliver and Liz, I assume you're not just standing on a doorstop on the doorsteps of a house in the Tenderloin, because that sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Tenderloin. It's still stupid.
There's some
And
places
yet,
in the
here we
city
are.
with some names, man.
Oh, God.
Are there any... So, King, are there any other actors upon the apron?
There's a demon upstairs and a sleeping man. Seemed pretty averse to my presence. Thought I was after his prey.
Well, and Wretched kind of, his grin widens and he kind of tilts his head in the direction of Liz and Oliver. We've no quarrel with him in that regard.
Is this the thing that we're supposed to be stopping, though?
We don't know, but the demon may be able to provide some manner of exposition.
All right. Yeah. Let's stop it.
So at this point, you're just all walking upstairs to go talk to this demon.
Let's not crowd the fellow. Or at least keep some distance.
All right. So then, who is going up and who isn't?
Wretched will go up.
King will go with.
One of you on stage with us, if you please.
Okay. Also,
I'll keep an eye out.
Alrighty. Liz, is there anywhere in particular you want to look around in this place while they're heading upstairs?
I want to see if I can get a sense of how long this house has been in disarray, I guess, or like how long it's been in disuse.
In this kind of like state of,
Yeah.
state of mess.
Yeah.
All right.
Look for old dates on newspapers or magazines.
It seems to have been roughly about,
Yeah.
from what you can see based on the like dates on food in the fridge and some old magazines and stuff. It looks like it's been maybe about like 3 months where it's been in this kind of state.
Okay. I also want to see what I can find out about this person, if anything.
All right. Give me a streetwise test at TN6, please.
Okay. Hey.
Ooh.
All right. 2 successes.
Nice.
Yeah.
So looking through, you can see that the person himself, one Robert Michael, pretty generic sounding name, I know. So one Robert Michaels was, and this is an important fact here, was previously a graphic designer and advertising executive at what looks to be like a local startup. That startup since went bankrupt about 3 months ago, and as far as you can tell prior, he spent all of his time here.
Went bankrupt because his name's Robert Michael and he lives in the Tenderloin.
He didn't have much
You also
hope now.
you do also see notes of some former pictures. It looks like this may have been the result of him having to suddenly and very immediately move out of wherever he was living prior.
Okay.
Still,
And
he's
there's
here.
there's no evidence of anybody else living here, right?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah, it is
Not
very
at-
much a like grody, depressed bachelor pad.
All right.
No.
So meanwhile, you head back. You head upstairs. Oliver, would you give me a street? This will be a physical acrobatics test. It won't proc no leg day.
okay.
Do not trip on
Oh.
stairs.
Oh no, is this booby chat?
Would it proc either Control Freak or Head in the Clouds, or is it
It would proc head in the
inside enough
clouds.
to?
No,
Okay.
you're inside. You're fine. So it wouldn't proc either.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, that was a TN5. Just use this as you're fine. So you're walking through, and you see as you step on like a squeaky part of the stairs. As you start to step on it, you hear the guy in the bed move, and so you like ease off of it and move around it. The man is still asleep. The demon, however, glares at the three of you. Out, I say, out! It's doing that like it's doing that sound that cats make right before they actually do a full yowl, where it's like the really angry purr sound.
Yes.
It's
I'm
doing
familiar.
that, like deep in his chest.
Like a terrible little growl.
Yeah, like the.
We will leave. No intent to infringe upon your stage for too long. We are not in competition for prey, as you can see. We have our own.
Just point to confused Oliver.
Hi.
We
Oh, bless you, Oliver.
we merely wish to have dialogue.
Then speak. Speak and be gone with you.
King, how much of the script were you able to relay?
I told him we were sent by an auction house demon.
And I said, I don't believe you.
Oh, but we've already made our bargains with him. Uh, we were asked to cause something that your co-star was working on to cease. Might you know what that be?
The demon makes a low rumble noise.
Threatening or
Kind of threatening, but also contemplative. Think of it as like it's a very angry kind of sound. Just made from like the back of a horrible rib cage of teeth or whatever this thing's got.
if it is something that he has put his heart and soul into, it may even be to your taste to disrupt that performance.
I had wanted to let it ferment, but fine. The demon floats up away from the bed and then floats over to a desk desk over on the side of the room where there's a laptop sitting. Take it. It's on there. He doesn't get it, he can't continue. I had wanted there to be a proper aging, a rise before the fall, but damn.
Perhaps a production then, so that there are no hard feelings.
What did you have in mind?
Well, if his heart and soul were put into that, then a antagonist, one to take it from him, that may feed you well.
An interesting proposition. Who did you have in mind? And just waves dismissively over towards Oliver.
Oh, not him. King, if you would put on your costume.
King assumes his real world form.
Ah, interesting. Well, I have an idea then. How about? And it's at this point you hear a loud, like, hissing sound, but not the kind of hiss that you get when you like have, say, a snake. This is the sound of like something melting really, really fast. You know what I'm talking
Oh.
about? Where like something melts. If it's something is melting at such a high speed that the escaping air makes that
Yes.
awful hiss.
Mm-hmm.
Like a sizzling.
Yeah, like almost it's a
A pan
little
on ice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ice on a pan.
King turned off the stove.
King did turn off the stove.
The fool.
Oh God.
It is at this point, Liz, that something bursts in from the kitchen
Oh.
into the living room. It is molten would be the best way you could describe it.
Oh.
Oh.
It is clearly a demon, as you can see. It's floating off the ground, but its body is amorphous, scaled limbs kind of pulsing in and out of out of a central, almost liquid form. Its head
Was
is
there a demon in the pot?
not actually, but
Okay.
close enough, really. So, what it is, this demon like is a pile of almost like melting, recombining limbs. Its central head appears to be a large open mouth with a kind of open eye built into it, and you can see that like it holds a semi-humanoid form even if it's constantly changing. It turns its head, or really lack thereof, towards Liz, and you hear kind of guttural low sound, almost like a campfire popping.
Oh boy. Is
The
it
large eye in the center of its chest blinks at you.
does it seem like immediately hostile?
Well, you were Perhaps not. Right up until it starts moving towards you.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Did we hear any of this upstairs, or was it too quiet?
You do hear the weird sizzling hissing noise. This isn't like a very soundproof apartment, frankly. But you don't
I
actually
would
know
be
what's
more
going on.
surprised if it was.
In the meanwhile, let's go into initiative. So, Liz, in humans, you go first. I assume Liz is probably going to want to move before it does.
Yes.
All right. So then, what's going to be your full turn order, everybody?
Let's see. I think that given that our plan involves, if we make it through this combat okay, King taking the computer, maybe Wretched goes before him to draw aggro.
All right. So, Liz, Wretched, and then where does Oliver want to go, and where does King want to go?
Probably Oliver last.
All right.
Sorry, I'll be right back. Put me wherever. Just don't get me involved in the fight unless I have to, because I'm dying.
Oh dear.
They're both dying. You don't hear me complaining.
Oh dear.
Oh. Hey, I want some XP, so maybe die a little.
All right. So, Liz, you are currently in a small, kind of shitty apartment, close range, with this strange and bizarre molten demon. What are you going to do?
Uh-huh.
You have the first action.
First, we got that knife, didn't we?
Yeah. Did Oliver hand it off to you, or does
Oliver
just have it?
has it.
Oh, he has it. Oh
Yeah.
man.
In fairness,
would-
it would work. It works
Okay,
much better
Oliver
for
has
him.
it.
I'd assume Oliver has it,
Yeah.
just
Aw.
given that he was headed upstairs to deal with the demon when he
Okay.
was there.
Yeah.
Okay, I might want to.
You have
I
your
know,
shuriken.
but I was hoping I could swipe that. Okay. All right.
In some
shuriken.
fairness, I will note the
Try.
knife. In some fairness, I will note the knife actually works better for Oliver. Its primary use is doing a thing with occult tests, which I don't think
Alright.
you
You
have
at
any
least
ranks
have
in.
your productive coat.
Okay, I do. Yes.
Yeah.
So I have that. If I have time, can I also take out? It's not anything, but like, can I take out my crowbar?
It's not gonna do anything
better
real
than
different,
nothing.
but you could do it.
Oh man.
I mean, well, actually, here's the question with your crowbar: where did you have it last, and was it there after you've gotten back from the sewers?
It was just in my backpack, like with all the other like tools I had.
Yeah, but where did you last leave those? Were
I still
those
have
with
it, don't I?
my question with those were those with you when you went to the police station and when you jumped off into the water, and then were those with
I
those
would
with
think
you?
so.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you know what, that makes sense.
I
It's
don't recall
disgusting.
ever losing them.
So yeah,
Because I still had them when we went down into the. I still had the tools when we went down into the sewer. I remember because I used the flashlight.
yeah, fair point actually. So yeah, you still got your backpack. You've got a crowbar. It'll be nicer than hitting this molten thing with your hands.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have 4 action tokens. What's the plan?
Break
Oh
the
boy,
demon's jaw like that playtest.
Well, I might as well get some use out of these throwing stars, right?
Might as well.
All
I'd
right,
love to get
and
Look, he tried, okay?
I'll try. And I do have with the punches, so
All right.
that will lower the difficulty.
So yes, with the lower difficulty, this will be a TN 6 to hit.
Okay.
With the punches, is lowered by 1, correct?
Yeah. And hitting me is higher
Yes.
by 1.
But yes, so You just pull out some ninja stars out of your priest outfit because of course you have those.
Yup.
Welcome to a Quentin Tarantino movie, I guess. But yeah, so you pull out your ninja stars and just start throwing. All right, give me a TN6 fighting roll.
I'm pretty sure there was a movie about exactly that.
I know for a fact that there's a movie that is about exactly that, but it's a nun, and it's called None of That, and it's a wonderful, wonderful
my
grindhouse movie.
God.
Sounds amazing.
I'll show you the pictures afterwards.
All right.
They're incredible.
All right, so I got 2 successes. Oh, wait a second.
Wait a second.
Yeah. I also have an advantage die, and I'm at stress 9, so
Still 2
is
successes.
that 4? Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah. Still 2, because remember it's TN6 with the reduced. It would have been 7, but it's 6. So
Yeah. All right.
you toss the throwing stars at the demon. One of them embeds itself into it. It doesn't really hurt, but like it did hurt it. Just not that much. It's still just a piece.
Yeah.
It is still a shitty maul ninja sword, like a shitty maul throwing star, but you did hurt it, and that's impressive with what is basically a hunk of stainless steel with somehow sharpened edges.
Hey.
And so that's 2 tokens. You have 2 tokens left. Do you want to attempt to get out of melee range with it? Do you want to attack it again? What you gonna do?
Please do not get engulfed.
Just don't hug it.
I mean, you have your priest robes on. That might work.
Oh, wait.
She's to bomb the demon right this instant.
Give the molten demon a nice old hug.
Wrestle.
You do a full on just like peace be with you and also with you, and they light on fire.
Can I actually?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So that'll be another TN6 fighting roll.
Oh,
All right,
please.
hold on. Oh god, this is gonna. Oh god.
Yes.
2 more
Success.
successes. All right. So you charge the demon and just like tackle it basically. Like just do a big running like bear tackle. This thing is really big, by the way. It's built around like a refrigerator. So you kind of thump into it, and then the robes hit it, and then it's like screeches backwards as you burn its flesh with the robes you're wearing.
Burn the molten.
Yep. So like
Incredible.
it like staggers back as you do that. You're both in real melee range hours here. But on the other
Yeah,
hand,
buddy.
you've got it in like what is basically like you've got it in like a grapple charge, and you're holding onto it as it burns. You know that its flames are not like active. They are. It must have to turn them on effectively for its molten form to actually burn you.
Mm-hmm.
It is very warm though. It's kind of like touching it. It's kind of like touching a radiator.
Nice.
So the demon,
Alright.
It has been cold out.
the demon, like seeing you, like basically grabbing into his chest, raises up a hand to smash down onto you. Me do. What is? And you don't have any action tokens left, so you don't have any defensive. So you're a TN6 to hit.
Oh, does with the punches?
Wait, but wasn't
multiply
it?
if I-
Oh yeah. TN7
don't have
because you're
token?
with the punches does that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I also have touch of the master, if that matters.
Let me check on that. I think it only gets 1 success anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Does it hit the robe? Does it burn its hand? Does it have regrets?
It might have regrets.
It always has regrets.
All right. So let me see here. Oh yeah, so that is when an attack misses you. So its touch of the master would
Yeah.
matter based on its roll if it actually misses.
Right, but it didn't. So.
It didn't. So it does get 1 hit in, which is it basically like swings its arm down to smack into you. which is basically just like a big old hand chop to your back, which is rather painful actually. You do take 1 stress damage off of this, but on the other hand, it does hit the robe again and burn itself slightly.
Awesome.
Yep. It then, in pain and very angry, lets out a large yell as it fires basically globs of fire in all directions around it.
Oh no.
And
Great.
one of those directions is you, but let's see if that actually hits.
Well, King, you tried to not burn the house down.
Oops.
That is 2 hits.
Ugh.
So, the launch
I have-
knocks you back away from actively grabbing it, but it does like
Uh-huh.
basically you just get hit in the chest with a glob of what feels like basically like a molten rock. It's not actually rock; it's just this weird gooey protoplasm. But it launches you back with enough physical impact that you knock away from it, taking 2 stress damage, and the whole room is on fire.
Okay, I'm gonna
Not
bring
very
that down
much
by
yet.
1 with extra tough.
Yeah, so you have extra stuff. So you only take 1.
Yeah.
But the room is like these are hitting on the couch and they're starting to light up.
All right, I'm still at 7. It's fine.
All right. Meanwhile, upstairs, Wretched, you hear the sound of fighting, punching, and explodey fire. What you doing?
And hugs.
And hugs.
And hugs.
Burning hugs of justice.
I mean, let's be
And
real. With that priest coat, you can literally just go and suplex a demon, and it'll probably like actually hurt it.
Do it,
Yeah.
do it,
Yep.
do it.
That's
Right.
why I wanted you to have that then. Wretched grins slightly wider. Care to defend your theater, he says to the mirror demon.
The mirror demon lets out a low angry growl, and you see its jaw split wider and wider down its neck and into its chest.
Yes. And Wretched will go see what exactly is causing all this commotion.
All right, so Wretched,
Yeah,
you
so
you
I'm
flip
afraid
downstairs. That's a movement token. It's not very
Yeah.
far. So that's a
You
movement
weren't even
token. You open in and just see, you know that scene where Donald Glover walks into the room in Community and everything's on fire? Like he's just holding the pizzas and he walks in. It's that.
Yes.
It's just straight up that. You just walk into the room and everything is on fire and like there's a big demon with oddly arm-shaped burn marks in its chest and Liz is knocked over on the couch and
So this room is actually fairly on fire then.
It is. There are lots of little projectiles that have landed everywhere that are starting to light things on fire. It isn't actually actively burning down yet, but the fires are starting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I guess unlike that wonderful scene, Wretched just laughs. So well done. And he says to Liz, seeing the burns on the demon, and I'm going to use Grasp of the Abyss to try and grab and hold this thing.
All right, make me a Grasp of Abyss check. It'll be TN7.
All right, let's hope I roll better than last session.
So Liz, what is your
All
current
right, one
grip at?
success.
Or current stress at?
My current grip is 4. So
All right, and Liz, what is yours? I just want to keep track.
What is what?
Your current stress.
Oh, 7.
All right. So
We're all doing so well.
very good. So you get a success. You wrap your arms around the thing. You've got it in a hold,
and it
does do damage.
Yep, and
as
it does take damage.
Yep. So you wrap it around, grab it. You got it in a hold. You know its form is very mutable feeling. It's very shifting, and your squeeze is kind of like squeezing your squeeze is kind of like the same feeling as squeezing a water balloon in a way, but the demon
Yeah.
bunches up uncomfortably and like. All right, so you should have 1 token left.
Yeah. Is that enough to send Wretched snakes to start putting out the fires, or no?
I would
Just
say
smothering them before they get too big.
I would say that's enough to start it. You can get some of the stuff on this side of the room, but you can't get everything. In fact, give me a manifest test for that. It's not like a true roll action, but give me a manifest test at TN4.
Okay. Rolling my 4 dice. Yeah, that's 3 successes. These fires out.
Yeah, fires. You see your snakes flip out and start eating the fire. It's pretty cool.
What was the TN?
It was 4.
4.
Oh yeah, wow.
Yep. In the meanwhile, the demon tries to pry open the grasp that Wretched has on it. It
Yep.
is, unfortunately for you, it has brutal strength too.
Yeah.
All right, so that is, yeah, that's 2 successes. Or actually,
Well, still wasted some of
that's
the
actually
session.
only 1 because of how resisting Grasp of the Abyss works, which is rolling against your Grasp of the Abyss.
Yay.
But yeah, so that's 1. So it pries itself out of the hold. Not very well, mind, but it does at least get out. And then how it does this is that its next attempt is to strike Wretched. So it just like surges forward with a
what?
punch.
Range was I at anyway?
This is a very small room. You're basically all at close range.
Yeah, that's fair.
It is a tiny apartment.
That's fair.
All right, so that is 1 hit.
Yep.
So it surges forward and just lays a punch into you, hitting you for 1 grip as it
That's-
knocks you back.
It is. Wait, does it have enough brittle strength to do an extra damage, or
No, so the extra damage. Oh no, you're right. It does have it because that's rank 1. I'm smart. So yeah, it'll do 2 to you. So you're at 2.
yay?
I can math today, I swear. So yeah, it just like big ol' haymaker straight to the chest. Its fist about the size of your head. So you're just whoosh way in the back. Meanwhile, King.
Fun times.
I swear, if both of you two pop.
Son of a bitch, I'm still in my real world form, aren't I?
You are.
Mm-hmm.
No, you still have powers in your real world form.
Good point. All right. I'm going to proceed downstairs and see that there is now a molten demon in the middle of the room.
Yep, it's actually closer to your side now because it like swung over to punch Wretched.
Sick. Anyway, Spider Jerusalem ass looking king lifts his cane up and it turns into his usual sword as he swings into this molten demon.
All right, give me your brutal strength test. This will probably end very poorly for this demon.
Hell, I don't know. What was the?
It was TN7.
Okay,
As
then
So 1 hit.
1 hit, but comes out to like 3 damage.
Yeah. So you just swing. So you like take the swing and just slam straight into it, and the demon like. It's the kind of thing where you make a swing and the demon. It doesn't look like it's actually going to hit really hard, and then it hits and it just knocks the thing across the room.
Nice.
So you knock it back, a big old gash cut in its molten body, which is resealing with its like moltenness, but you can still feel it is hurt. It is like it's not healing; it's just blobby enough that cutting it doesn't actually stick around very well.
Whack.
Wait.
It is very hurt though, like for real.
Wish you to stay on this stage.
And so from moving downstairs and then the swing, you have 1 action token left, King.
Yeah, I'll use that for defense because I am dying.
The demon looks between the 3 of you, and then does its central mouth on the top of its head that makes it kind of its torso area. Pitches towards you and then opens and just sprays a hail of these little fire shots at you. This is aimed towards King, but the actual attack is aiming to hit everyone in the room. So it's aiming at it's doing aimed at King, but it's doing a hail attack. So if it gets extra successes, it can direct them towards Wretched and Bookie, or Wretched and not Bookie. Wretched.
Okay, that is impressive aim to hit Bookie.
Powerful aim.
Very, very far.
All right, King, what is your defense? currently? It's 7,
I
right?
don't know. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
he's
know.
6. So it'll hit you for 1, and the second one will fly off towards Liz.
We them 2 grip boys.
Oh,
My
Yeah.
Welcome to the
God,
club.
you two. My
So yeah,
God.
Liz, you get hit by a spray of it, and King, you get hit by a spray of it, but it doesn't manage to actually get to Wretched. It then, between the 3 of you, like looks around. It's like, oh, you know that they look at the oh shit, and then proceeds to
Wretched
just
tilts his head towards the door.
breathe its flame gout onto the floor surrounding it to cut off a line between you, and then just launches itself out of the door. So there's
I am thinking
so
of like when
previously there was like little bits of fire around the room that were kind of starting to light up. Now there is just a big old wall of fire in the middle of the floor.
like Azula being surrounded by all those benders all of a sudden.
Yeah, like that, but it's surrounding the door, like the
Yeah.
door out.
There was a pot of water on the stove.
There was. It's not enough, but
This would serve a good backdrop for the performance we discussed, if you wish.
This
The-
poor dude is just asleep.
yeah,
Oh,
you hear footsteps upstairs, and then a startled scream as this guy sees Oliver just kind of standing there near his bed. Who
Oh
are
my
you?
God.
What do you want?
Holding the knife just in case.
with the knife, yes. With the knife. This like
Richard hurries upstairs.
schlubby-looking
Oliver
middle-aged
has
man.
unlocked.
Schlubby-looking middle-aged man scrambling up into the bed sheets and just starts throwing pillows at Oliver. Like
Oliver
anything he
has
does.
unlocked scary horror child mode.
All right.
Poor
Jesus.
guy.
The stage is lit aflame. We may wish to have the performance quickly.
Yes. So the other demon mind, in the meanwhile, has slunk down through the stairs, looked at the burning room, and then just gone like, "Nope, nope, nope, not my problem. Nope." It just proceeds to just like swoop over towards the human, possess the human as he's throwing things at Oliver, and then leap out the fire escape.
Wretched shrugs and grabs the computer.
Yeah, but yeah, you're now in a burning building. You probably want to get out the fire escape yourselves.
Just maybe.
The tenderloin is getting crispy.
Guys, you've burned down. If these houses are so as close as they are, you've probably burned down multiple.
Yeah, this probably will burn much
Wretched-
of a city block.
Wretched passes the computer to Oliver and goes downstairs to see if he can at least do something about the fire.
I mean,
Like, does it look like it's too late to smother more of it at this point,
it's a
or
lot of fire. It's probably too late.
Would this fire be considered one of the demon's abilities, or at this point is it just fire?
So you could actually try. It's like there's the central fire that is the demon fire. There would be fire left over that's actually just fire, but that might be easier to put out than the fire that is caused by the flaming napalm breath.
All right, I'll attempt a ritual of sealing the demon fire.
All right. So give me your occult test for that. And that's against the demon's power grip, isn't it? Let me see what that is.
That's a lot.
That'll be
It doesn't matter.
That's a success.
yeah, he rolled a 10, 9, 8, and a 6, and he used
Yeah,
the
that's a
first
success.
3.
So you like focus for a moment, and I don't know how does Oliver actually put out the how does Oliver do these rituals? Does he do like a little pose? Is there like a little henshin?
Does he buy-
Yeah.
A much more campy character I could totally see doing all these and going like, "In the name of the moon."
That'd
There's
be
kind
me.
of a mumbled in the name.
And with that, I guess I can try and get the rest of the fire.
Yeah, so at this point, this will be a manifest test at TN7.
Oh, 7. A lot more fire than before.
It is a lot more fire than before. It's what happens when you light the
Well, this-
entire middle section of the room on fire.
While this has been going on, King has been calmly filling a pot of water in the kitchen because he's still in his real world form.
You know,
All right. 40-10, let's try not... If this is what pops me,
Oh, I hope it is.
please.
Oh, I just completely failed. My best roll was a 4.
Oh, wow. So yeah,
Oh.
you like reach out to start smothering out the fire, and then just kind of stumble straight into some of the fire, and then just pop.
So I'm
There you
just
go.
out of the game for the day.
Yeah, so Wretched, at this point, you have been disincorporated by the fire. How this works, since this is the first time this actually really come up in the game, when a demon runs out of grip, they don't die. It's really, really hard to kill a demon. What they do is kind of pop into undifferentiated ghostly protoplasm and have to take the time to get back the presence of mind, their grip on reality, so to speak, to regain their grip and heal. You'll be fine by tomorrow, but for the moment being, Wretched, you are effectively you can still be around the party, but like you're too gaseous to actually like do anything.
Oliver and Liz just watched their... That's up to them if they consider Wretched a friend, but literally just watched him combust and vanish.
Yeah, just like, alright, I'm gonna put out the fire, and like snakes fly out and then just hit the fire and he pops.
Yep. So, is that worth a fear test?
Given that this is the first time this has happened, I'm going to say this is worth a fear test. This will be TN7 as per usual.
All right, for both of us.
I will say, yeah, it'll be for both of you since we have. I think more particularly it's for you, Oliver, since you're the one bonded to Richard.
Okay.
Oh, come on!
Oliver doesn't give a.
Oliver just stares at the demon who just like exploded around him, completely
Yeah,
nonplussed.
sure, probably.
This is just Tuesday at this point, even though it's a Thursday.
I want XP. Come on now.
I tried.
You tried. So yes, meanwhile, you should probably get out of the burning building.
I mean, King does have a pot of water.
Yeah, can King try and put it out?
Yeah, so King, are you just gonna throw the water on it? Because that doesn't actually take a roll. That's like the manifest was to put it out using your demon form.
Yeah.
This is just you throwing water on some fire. So you just like
Good.
soak the floorboards in the carpet, but you're fine.
I hate you.
You're the one who wanted to put out the fire immediately.
Yeah, and before you had me literally eat the fire, I figured it was fine.
I even said there's a pot. Jesus Christ!
Oh my god.
And Liz didn't need to make a roll herself.
Yeah, because it's the more important trigger of the fear test is not demon ghost pop, because that's just generally kind of weird. This is the actual connection you have between you and Oliver that's causing it.
Mm-hmm.
You and King have been already on the border of popping. He's used to this feel now.
Yep.
All right.
Jesus.
So
I could just leave.
you're in a scorched living room. Everything is just is slightly charred and very confusing. What's meanwhile with Bookie?
The full grip not was supposed to be doing scouting and theoretically the more dangerous mission.
It still might be. Shut up.
All right, so Bookie, you
Yes.
are headed out to a different address. This address in particular is actually out kind of in the lower area of Japantown, of all places, which is a little bit further up there, kind of near Pacific Heights, and it's a little bit near Russian Hill, but not quite. It's near Polk. It's a weird little area of town. It's relatively nearby to these to where these guys are now, but like where the Tenderloin is, it's like
I
everyone
might
right
have
now is
actually been here before.
everyone right now is like south of the Tenderloin. This is left of the Tenderloin, so like a little bit close. This is west of the Tenderloin.
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 I have to tell you some of the weird place names in this city at some point because they are bizarre.
Yeah.
Did you know there was a place in here called Cow Hollow?
No.
There is a place in here called Cow Hollow.
Please
Is that
tell
where
me.
the Tenderloin is not?
No, it is not. There's also a place called Dog Patch. It's one word, but I don't know the story behind that one.
For why?
Unknown. Gosh. Okay. I think I've actually been to the Japan area. I think in real life, so I have at least a tiniest bit of a memory of it.
Yep. So yes, you're over in Japantown. It's just a little section of town, basically. Like it's
Mhm.
not. Japantown is not a very big section of town compared to Chinatown here. It is just there.
Mhm.
It's there. It's Japantown.
Yes.
And you're basically being directed to the address that you've got, judging by your own relatively rudimentary address finding skills, given that you are a demon and therefore do not use roads. Yeah, so given you're a demon and don't use roads, you head on over, and it appears that you're local. You're looking into what is like a local Benihana. If you're familiar with Benihana, it is a hibachi-style steakhouse chain.
Oh, I know these.
So yeah, you're just like the address is just this local restaurant.
Oh, interesting.
So how are
I'm
you gonna go inside?
going to stay in my demon form. Not quite ready to pull out the whole. My main goal is to do like scouting to find where this little box is, and that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna just float on in.
Yep. So you just float on in. It's a relatively busy kind of evening. It's a Thursday, so it's not like the weekend, but there's still people
Mhm.
just having some food, people getting some drinks. Other than that,
Mhm.
the only thing that really catches your eye here is the decor, which appears to have a lot of actual the decor appears to be a lot of ornamental or decorative pieces of art or sculpture, things that are both fitting with the theme, being that it's in the middle of Japantown and it's a Japanese steakhouse restaurant, but
Mhm.
also that there seem to be like some actual pieces of stuff there instead of just like it's not like it's not like you're seeing like a wall scroll. It's like, oh, this is actually like a nice little statue that you're pretty sure is pretty real, and there's like a little stone sculpture here, and there's like this painting here.
Okay.
The main building itself is built into there's the main dining hall, and there's some little back room areas, and there's the kitchen. Where do you want to look in first?
Well, since they have these decorations out and about in the main area, I guess that would be the easiest because I assume that's also pretty open. So I guess I'll start there to see, like, just if they're using this box as decoration, like one of the statues.
Yeah. So you're looking around. You don't see it anywhere. Like you don't see a little lacquer box or anything like that. But you do also see that the way that the place is built, they're putting decorations like this everywhere, including in personal offices and stuff like that. You go past like the
Ah,
kitchen and there's stuff like that. There's some stuff in the offices. There's some stuff up behind the counter. So it seems like it's not exclusive to just the dining hall floor.
okay. Well, I guess if my search is unproductive in the main area, I'll go more towards the offices, probably trying to find whether or not, I mean, if it's a box we're here to and we're sent for, I would think it might be in like one of the bigger personnel like bosses.
All right. So you're gonna try to find like local manager or boss's office and see what you can find
Yeah.
there.
Hmm.
So you head on up. You start looking around, trying to see if there's anything. Give me a damned foresight test at TN6, please.
That's two.
Two successes,
I am at full grip.
because somehow you haven't been hurt.
I have not.
Hate you.
Wickedly in the mirror, demon.
Wretched here with the Wretched just like you feel undirected you feel directed spite to you from somewhere in the ether.
I mean, that's kind of a mirror demon's thing, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm living up to it.
But yeah, so you head on up. You start looking around. Your prognostication pings at you for a moment. Something stands out. You note, in fact, that there appears. You want to say that there appears to be. How would I put it? Sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble coming with the actual with trying to how I would describe this particular thing.
It's a good.
Effectively, you are feeling not watched, perhaps, but being paid attention to by something. Something is cognizant.
Something can see me.
If it can't, it might not be. It's not like it's looking at you. You're not getting like the I'm being someone's watching me feeling, but you're getting the someone knows I'm here feeling. Something here is at least cognizant of your being here.
But it's really generalized. Like I can't tell where that feel like a direction of which that's coming from. It's just the general.
You can't really tell a direction. You know, you're pretty sure though, location-wise, it's in this building somewhere.
Okay. Well, that is. I'm going to definitely be cautious as I'm looking around, like keeping an eye out for anyone who seems to be like either looking my direction, or especially if they're human or humanoid. Those demons. But I'm still gonna keep looking. After all, I'm scouting and I have an easy way out because I got compact mirrors.
Yep. So you're gonna keep looking. As you look around, you're like looking through the offices, looking through the areas. You notice something out of the corner of your eye, which is that one of the paintings on the wall isn't flush to the wall. In fact, it's slightly pushed off of it.
Oh, possibly a safe underneath. Or is there any is this visible to anybody in the area?
No one's currently up here in the offices.
Okay,
It's not in this.
well, I'm going to. Carly, gosh darn it. I'm going to, either pull the painting down or at least, or swing it over if it can swing, whatever. Open it up, but I'm not going to do a full real world.
All right.
I don't want to be completely
just give me a
corporal.
manifest test to that then. It'll be TN5.
Let's see if I can remember how to.
I had to step away for a moment. Has Bookie burned down the restaurant yet?
Not yet.
She's being surprisingly stealthy.
Wow.
Someone knows she's there, but like, you know.
Oh, I about put this in the wrong place. My bad. I'm being incompetent at typing. Oh.
Oh, good to know I'm not the only one who can mess that up.
In fairness, you are at 10 grip. That is one success.
That's one success. God, to put it in context, my highest was a 4.
Yep, and this is with D12s too.
This was with the D12. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yep. So you reach on over, and so basically you use your manifest to grab the painting and pull it down. In the process, it like you get it down on the ground just fine, but you kind of thumps on the ground a little bit. Might have alerted. Someone might have heard that. You're not sure.
Okay, I'll take it under the consideration that somebody did hear it, and I'll try to be a bit quick. What?
So there's a safe on the wall underneath it.
Wonderful.
One thing you do notice about the safe, however, is that it is the front part of it is covered in what look like prayer tags.
In prayer tags.
Yes, like little slips with little kanji and prayers on them and stuff like that.
This will hurt if I touch it.
Maybe you don't actually know if it'll hurt, but it'll probably do something.
grip. Well, I guess before I say that, is there a way for me to manipulate the safe without touching the tags in any way?
I mean, it's the kind of thing like you could probably manipulate the combination lock, but not actually. In order to, you don't know how far the actual talismans or what they are would extend their ability. The lock itself doesn't like
Mm-hmm.
the combination turner doesn't actually have anything on it, but at the same time, you don't know how far the ability extends, and you probably would still have to touch them or something that they are touching in order to pull open the safe after you've done that.
Okay. Well, I'm going to. You know what? Screw it. I have 10 grit. I'm gonna do this.
All right.
This is like the book all over again. I'm going to manipulate it. So basically, do a manipulation to unlock it. Do I have to roll, or can I just do that?
I would say so. You're just going to try and unlock it.
Yeah.
So, being that you're a demon, you have two options for that. One is to
Yeah.
physically just try to like turn the lock like a normal human. The other is to attempt to possess the thing and then just do it from the inside.
I was leaning towards the latter.
All right, so you're going to try that.
Yes.
So as you like form in to possess the, or well, technically it's manifest through object, not possess. That's a different ability. You meant as you go to manifest through the safe, the talisman's flare. Give me a TN7 roll.
All right. So just straight.
Just straight up 3d10 roll, TN7.
Ooh.
One success.
One.
So these, as you touch them, you figure out how they work. Which is, it's not that they like hurt you. They aren't burning at you. They aren't like a zap or whatever. They don't do the same kind of thing that the priest robe does.
Mm-hmm.
These pull at you. These are these attempts to involuntarily manifest you physically. So basically, they are these attempts to force you to manifest harder than normal, therefore draining your grip.
I see.
You make the resistance. You resist it effectively. You keep yourself from doing it, but you can feel that that's what these are trying to do. Touching them touching them. If you try to touch them again, you're fine for the moment being while you unlock the safe. But like touching them will try to force a demon to manifest, and in doing so, pull really, really harshly at its grip.
Okay. Okay. So I have been able to resist enough that I can unlock it. But if I try to open it, I'm going to have to basically try again. Or roll again, most likely.
Likely. Though it's
Okay.
probably, it's the kind of thing of like, they might be usable for something. If you get someone who wasn't a demon to pull them off of the thing, you could probably like throw them at people.
Ooh. Interesting.
Tape them to the throwing stars.
I am tempted.
All right,
but it
yes,
would
you've
have to be
opened the
somebody
safe.
not me to do
But
this.
yes, at this point you've opened the safe. Inside the safe, there is a small lacquer box, very similar to the description you've been given,
Uh-huh.
a small stack of papers, and what appears to be a mirror, like a little hand mirror.
Oh, how convenient. Can I just yoink all of it except for the mirror?
All right. So you reach in to grab the things, and as you do, a hand comes out of the mirror out of the hand mirror in the thing to grab yours.
Oh, hello.
You hear a voice, "Not so fast."
Now you're going
And
Oh.
this is a particularly interesting one. A very familiar demon arrives, pulling itself out of the thing.
Is it familiar to me?
It is familiar to you because the last you saw of it was when it knocked Liz into that underwater water treatment tube during
Oh.
during when you were looking at the underground power way station.
It's the multi-faced one.
Yes, so it's that same like random black checkered body, and you see like it pull itself out of the mirror. Not
Mm-hmm.
so fast. So this will enter into combat. Bookie, you have first go. Note the talismans are still there, so they can be used as a weapon by either of you.
The talismans are still there.
They're still on the outside of the safe.
Slapping each other.
Can I want to yeet this idiot into them.
All right. So that'll be
Press
a brutal strength
space
test,
into it, like-
which you don't have. So
I do not have.
that'll just be a 3d10 roll, but you can physically like yeet him.
Yeet.
Press its face into the tags like Sandman in Spider-Man 3.
Well, it was that's gonna hit. So you yeet it into the talisman.
Hell yeah.
So you like it grabs you and then you just yank back and pull it out of the mirror with it and into the safe door, which is right next to you, so it's not actually that hard. All right. It makes the success as well, holding on as the talismans like draw at it to come into the real world. You have 2 more tokens.
It's since I yeeted it off me, I'm no longer touching them.
You are no longer touching it. Yes.
Oh, it was in the mirror, so it can probably move with the mirrors like I can, can't it?
Likely.
All right, well, if that's the case, can I use my cards to do the equivalent of pinning this demon to the safe talismans?
You can attempt it. How
I wanna
effective
do
it'll
that.
be. Yeah, so give me a it'll be a hellish projectile test, and it'll be rolling against a TN7 for this.
Okay.
That is 3 successes. So
10,
you
9, 8, 7.
Oh my goodness.
yeah. So you let out a flurry of cards and just fling them into it, and they pin it. They like pin it back. It doesn't actually pin it to the safe because the safe is made of metal, and your cards are pretty sharp, but they're not quite that sharp to just cut into a safe and get stuck there.
Right.
But you do cut it up real bad. The demon hisses at you,
Mm-hmm.
and then so the demon hisses, and then like rushes forward, and hits. Like, the demon hisses, then rushes forward, and hits, and you see its arms stretch into a kind of tendril-looking thing, and attempt to wrap around you. It's going for a Grasp of the Abyss test.
Mm-hmm. I have 1 level in that. I don't know if that's helpful.
It might be. Yeah, so it's going for Grasp of the Abyss, and you didn't save any tokens for defensive actions. So
No, because I used both.
Yeah, so it's the 1 success on it. So it grabs
Mm-hmm.
you, and then it's going to be using that grasp to then like pinwheel slam you pull you straight up and slam you into the door of the safe.
So we're doing the same things at each other.
Pretty much. Only the only downside here is that this demon is slightly beefier.
Oh no. Oh no.
That is 2 successes. So it like grabs you and slams you into the safe. So that'll be 2 damage initially, and then roll me another 3d10 with the target number of 7.
Okay. Hold on. I'm going to take my grip down first so that I have it. 9, 8. And roll 3d10. Hey.
You succeed again. You resist the hold. The demon snarls. Its secondary masks being grabbed by its other arms, as one of its 3 pinwheel legs like pulls up and it kind of gets to a fighting stance at you. You have the go.
Well, isn't this fun? All right. I don't want to. I'm sorry. I'm mentally thinking of what I want to do. I'm going to throw. Can I use? Sorry, I'm thinking lots of things at the same time. Would it be possible for me to use my projectiles enough to basically push it away as well?
Yes, and even then, you could use your projectiles to just break contact with it. It might have to step back with it, or just hurt it.
Okay, I want to do both. I want to try to do both the hurting as well as try by hurting it, make it get off
Back
me
off, yeah.
basically.
So give me a hellish projectile test at. In this case, it's TN6. It doesn't have any active defense going anymore.
Oh, that's still 1.
Yep. So you don't manage to push it all the way back, but you do throw another card into it. It parries the others with its carapace like legs, but one of them just slams into its weird skeletal midsection.
You know what? I'm gonna do it again. Because I'm feeling risky.
Risky business.
Because I want to get it far away. Because in this case, I don't think I can run away from it the normal way that I would. Dang, that's still 1 success.
Yeah. So you in this case you've hit it twice more with more cards under the flurry, and it's like bracing back to block them.
Mm-hmm.
The demon then does something that you weren't exactly expecting.
Oh
It
no.
reaches over to the side and you see it strain whatever as it grabs the safe, not the door to the safe, but the physical safe in the wall.
Uh-huh.
And attempts to rip it out and throw it at you.
Oh god. With everything inside of it too.
Yes. Alright, so it's gonna rip that. And so it managed to pull it out part of the way, but it actually sticks on part of the anchoring as it like pulls it and doesn't actually manage it. It's gonna keep trying though to actually rip it out of the wall. It won't be able to throw it at
Okay.
you this turn, but it's going to try to pull the entire safe free.
Oh.
And there it goes. So it just like yanks really hard and just pulls a whole chunk of the drywall out with it.
Jesus.
As it
Okay.
as it holds the thing over its head and just gets ready to throw. You've got the action first though.
Oh shoot. This thing probably has some brutal strength.
What gave you that idea?
I'm trying to think of whether or not I can move. Remind me again, I can spend a token to get 1 distance away,
Yes.
but if it has
It has grasp, so it can like try to grab you back, but like you'd still be a distance away.
Right.
Wasn't she already grabbed? Or
No,
let go?
I got it to get away from me.
Yeah, you
'Cause I
threw
want
knives
to-
into it so it let go.
I want to try and get, because correct me if I'm wrong, King, because you have fun stuff that adds stuff. You can't really throw out of close distance, right?
No, actually, I'm pretty sure I can throw.
Yeah, you can throw any
up
distance.
to. Yeah. Oh.
Ah, darn it.
I think it's up to long.
I will
I think
note
it's up to long.
this guy does not actually have full throw. He's just physically trying it. Full throw is an actual skill where you know how to throw. This is pick up thing and chuck.
Right. So less likely to be able to hit if I get to say long distance, but I can still hit. That's what I want to try and do. So I think that's using 2 tokens to get long distance and then 2 tokens to hit. Yay, nay.
Yes.
Did I do that wrong? Okay. So I get I
So
yoink
yeah.
myself away a little bit.
So yeah,
and
you
then
like dash back. You like dash back into one of the side offices that's still open. Like there's an open door between the two of you.
Yes, and then when I'm throwing my cards, I want to try and aim so that basically, because it has this safe over its head, right?
Yes.
I want to aim so that I'm hitting its arms so that it'll make it drop the safe on its head. Real
All right.
cartoon like.
Give me the so this will be another projectile test.
Mm-hmm. What is the TN this time?
The TN
Is
in
it
this
the
case
same?
will be 6.
6. Okay. Come on. Yes, that's 3 successes.
3 successes. So you fling the cards and they cut into its arms. Like they do the cool like arc and cut into its arms as it hits. The demon yells in agony and the safe falls onto it. And then let me roll its resistance test.
No.
It does manage to resist. It does not manage to resist the getting like conked by the safe itself, which doesn't poof it, but it crushes it down so it's poofed out into reforming smoke. The safe is lying on the ground.
Okay. Oh, is it my turn again because it got poofed?
Yes, it's not like
Okay.
It's not full poofed like Wretched got, but it is
Uh-huh.
recoalescing.
I'm not living this one down, am I?
You're never living this one down. You tried to put out a fire with your snakes.
Is that enough time for me to yoink the stuff in the safe and jump into the mirror
Yes.
to get out?
It might
get
be
out.
able to follow, but you have a head start.
Okay, that's enough time to get out of the way. At least to. Yes, I'm gonna do that.
So you hop into the mirror world, zoop on into the mirror with the lacquer box and the papers
And
inside.
the papers and the yeah.
Where are you? Where is your output mirror? Where are you headed?
I don't know exactly where the rest of the party is, do I?
You do not.
We have a hotel room.
We do have a hotel room. I don't know. In the hotel room, would there be other items that Jonah and Liz and have collected that would be more demon resistant?
I mean, they're currently wearing them, but it's a hotel
They're
room.
current, but
yeah.
I was thinking that so they have basically everything.
Yeah, you only have like 3 things.
True.
There's probably the book is there, but like the book categorically has already used its charge.
Right. I don't want to make an enemy with her, so never mind. I'm not going to do that.
Just show up in Levant's house.
Yes. Show up, yeet into something that's like demon resistant or something. No, I'm going to. I'm going to try to go to not a personal mirror location because I don't want the demon following to where we actually are staying because that's a no. Don't do that. I am instead going to go to some place that's more not in the open, but that there are less things that you can that someone could physically grab and eat at me.
All right.
The
So
window of a TV shop.
you pop out in one of the mirrored windows of Salesforce Tower. Because the whole thing is this big silvery mirrored thing, and I have described at length.
That looks like a dildo.
It looks like a giant dildo. It's the worst building in the entire
is that the
city.
dildo one?
Yeah.
Yes, it's the dildo building.
It's the dildo.
Okay.
So yes, you pop out of one of the mirrors on ground floor of that, and then you can see through your own natural like this is your damned foresight talking here, but you can see that it is coming through the mirror after you. You have time before it gets there though.
I want to go into my Manifest 3 ability and try to blend in with the rest of the humans that are around there.
All right, so you shift into Manifest 3. Give me, and this is going to be, here's a question: are you still in just your regular Manifest 3 form outfit, like the super ostentatious?
No, I'm actually being very cognizant and trying to be as plain looking as possible.
All right, give me a Manifest test at TN5, please.
Okay. I have to remember to do that. That's 3d10 plus 1d12. Oh, 10 and a 9.
All right. So you blend in. You form yourself into someone who does not look like you and does not look like your preferred human form, but instead just looks like this weird, like a normal person. Relatively. There's something still off about you, something strange in the way that you're carrying yourself and the kind of it's the kind of thing where if someone were to look at you, like you're just like a person in a hoodie, right? You're just like regular
Yeah.
person in a hoodie. If they were to look at the hoodie, they might see the 8 eyes for just a second, like that kind of thing. Like just little things are off around you, but you're in the crowd and you're enough to blend in. The demon,
Okay.
the demon launches itself out of the mirror, scrambling onto the ground, and then looks around through the crowd. Around here somewhere, but it like pops. You hear the sound of its knuckles cracking as it clenches its fist. Damn. It walks back into the mirror.
Nice. I am going to. Do I know where the auction place is?
You do know you do know the address because Wretched and Oliver and Liz related to you.
Okay. And our thing is to get box to
Get box
auction
to auction
person.
house. Just get box,
I'm
put
going
in auction
to
house.
take the bus to the auction house.
Sounds like a plan.
Yes, I hate it. Every part of Bookie is hating it, but I am going to purposely look like the most normal, casual person, get to the auction house, not take the mirror, and get this thing out of my possession.
So notably, for you, the most normal casual person, you still like radiate that aura of pure unease. So like everyone from the bus
Yes.
is sitting around you, and they're like, "Are they on drugs? Or like what's going on?"
I figured as much. And her emaciated look probably
Yeah.
does not help at
Yeah,
all.
no, it's you look like you have been on the hard times, and the hard times is a new and specially formulated form of drug. But the point is, you make your way to the auction house, and you just have to drop off the box. What are you doing with the papers?
I am keeping the papers.
Yeah, you have not read them yet. But yeah, so
Yes,
you
I
drop off
haven't read them, but
you head into the auction house, put down the box on the table, and and you see the demon that you've been told of but are not familiar with.
Mhm.
Basically like lean in from just outside of your vision and just go, "Why, thank you. A job well done." And the other, well, I'll be hearing about that soon enough. Good luck. It just picks up the box and walks back and just like walks behind an aisle and is gone.
Perfect. Okay.
Great.
I'm going to stay in my human form again, take the damn bus, and then go back to the hotel.
At this point, you're visibly twitching, aggravated at going on the bus. It is a
Yes.
horrible affront to your dignity.
Yes, she will be ranting as soon as she gets.
Yep. And at this point, I assume that this is where like Oliver and Liz and King have returned from the burning building and are just like on their way back. Correct?
Yes. So you get the 4 minus 1.
Yep. So the rest of you all get back to the hotel, and at this point you've
Smelling of
got like
smoke and flame.
you all smell of fire because you were in a flaming building, as it so happens. Meanwhile, Bookie is in like deliberately normal person form, which you would probably not recognize if not for the fact that you know Bookie well enough to see the tells that are Bookie.
Well, hopefully you were as successful in your mission as I was in mine.
Is that a plane? What is happening?
What was that noise?
Well, I didn't hear the noise.
There was a revving up sound. I think it might have been your laptop fan getting
Oh.
really mad.
Yeah, my fan definitely just kicked on. I apologize. I didn't
No,
hear
it's okay. I was just
It's
wondering
all
what
good.
the hell is that?
But yeah, so you've all made your way back to the hotel. We've got everybody sitting around. Everybody just kind of drags themselves in.
Again, hopefully your adventure was as successful as mine.
Successful, perhaps, but we did. Wretched had an accident.
I'm sorry, that sounds like he pissed himself or something.
But no, as a demon, you're like,
Incredible.
oh, is that why we don't have a wretched here right now? Oh, okay. Like you recognize, you know the mechanics enough to know that he'll be back like tomorrow, but at the same time, it's whoops.
Mm-hmm. So that's why we're down one. Well,
Yes.
I also ran into a old friend of ours, had a bit of a skirmish, but that box has successfully been deposited. Favor one down.
Hmm.
I also have an interesting set of papers that I yoinked in the process. I haven't had a chance to read them. I've instead been forced to use your human form of disgusting travel. But what have you procured?
I mean, procured is a strong word.
Uh,
You procured
Not
some
the-
arson charges, probably.
I was talking much.
And a
I was talking
computer.
about the laptop,
Yeah,
but yes.
that too. But also,
Actually, hey, Oliver.
Hey,
Oliver, you
Oliver
now
has a
have a
computer
laptop.
again.
Well, another one. You now have 2 laptops.
Okay, we got
We're
this
online.
laptop, and there was a house on fire, but otherwise, pretty good.
wonderful.
I
You
think.
set a house on fire. A safe was ripped out and wonderfully fallen on the demon in a Japanese style restaurant. We've had a bit of fun. We even have a poof. How wonderful.
Is that what it's called?
In layman's term.
Many demons probably have many terms for it. I assume Bookie exclusively calls it a poof.
Bookie does exclusively call it a poof.
That is how Bookie do. Anyway,
Yes.
so so in that case, here's what we've got. It is now the end of time slot 3, going into time slot 4. What is your plan? You've got a laptop with some stuff on it that you don't know. You've got some papers with stuff on it you don't know. You've got the Autumn King book you haven't read yet. You've got everyone pretty heinously injured, let's not gonna lie. I think the only one who's still at full grip is Oliver, who hasn't been hit.
I still have 8 grip.
Doesn't
Yeah.
it take doesn't it take
Ellie!
grit stress for the ceiling thing that Oliver did?
Oh yeah. So yeah, he's not at full, but yes, everyone's kind of hurt. What's the plan?
Gonna be.
What are you gonna do for time slot 4?
I would think look at the stuff we've acquired. Bookie's the only one that can read the Autumn Lord. So I think that would be her job. Oliver can, hack a laptop. I guess.
So that
then-
sounds to me like a downtime slot.
Yeah. Let's not go rushing. Bookie is also like keeping a serious eye on all of the mirrors.
Paranoia. And given
Basically,
this is a commercial hotel room, there's a lot of them.
yeah, I figured as much.
So in any case, so it's downtime right now. If you have XP right now, you can spend it. If you don't want to spend it, you can save it. If
I have no XP at all.
you do not,
The humans have gotten plenty.
the humans have gotten
how much
quite a
did we
bit
get
actually.
from that fear test?
It's just one.
Just one, okay.
Yeah,
This
I
session,
don't
but
think
there were also a few succeeded fear tests in the last few.
Yep.
Mm,
You guys get remarkably lucky with
in any
passing those.
case.
But yes.
Unfortunately.
So in any case, you start
I
sitting
want to
down.
be able.
Over, so you're, I assume, looking into the computer, right?
Yeah.
Can we?
Give me a technology digital test at TN7.
That's 3 successes.
Jesus.
So yeah, you just get into it, and it's pretty much just a guy's personal laptop. It's there for personal projects and the like. However, you do note a very interesting little thing on it. There's a program running in the background on it that you're pretty sure the guy was unaware of, but it appears to be coded by you see the same code signatures as the signal you saw earlier. This appears, however, to be it's not demonically powered or spiritual or whatever it is, or magically active. It is just a piece of malware. But it's got the same code signature, including the spider.
Hmm.
It also
What
feels,
is it doing? Is it just monitoring, or is it?
yeah, it's basically like a key. It's basically a keylogger, is what it is. Like it's a keylogger and backdoor for remote desktop access. Notably, it feels more rudimentary than the other code you saw. Like, it's not quite. It's not like it's not good. It's not like it's not skilled or interesting in how it's doing this. It's just older. It's more rough around the edges, a little less elegant than the previous one you saw.
Like version 1.
Yeah, this is very much a version 1 kind of thing, at least in the terms of how the person is coding it.
So whatever this is has been running for a while, I'd assume.
Oh yeah, undoubtedly. Probably
Would
at
it be
least 3
possible to
months,
go
maybe more.
through old emails and browser histories and things and see when exactly it was picked up
All right.
and where?
So given your 3 successes, that'll also cover that. You find that this appears to have been picked up maybe about 4 months ago via what the guy thought was like a work email, but you can very clearly see that it's a spoofed work account. And
Shame.
given the chain of events that I assume you discussed with Liz of knowing stuff, you're pretty sure this led to his own company's bankruptcy, and therefore the state he's currently in. Like someone someone started remote desktoping and then stole all the money from his own company.
There was all the siphoning that was talked about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Way earlier ago.
So there was a demon involved in this, but not the same demon. So there's somebody out there working with demons. And unless this is part of some very elaborate plan, we can probably assume it's more like mercenary work or something like that.
Quite a possibility.
And I assume I can't track down where that initial email came from.
You can see it, but it's very much like a burner. It's a burner account. It's just a burner email account. In the meanwhile, Liz, what are you doing here at this point? Like during this downtime?
So
you have recovered one of your throwing stars from the molten thing after it left, though.
Okay, good. How many do I have now?
You still got 2.
1? Oh, 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't able to buy that many.
Wait, were you unable to bring the talismans?
Well,
no, I was not.
Yeah, the fight was a bit rough.
The safe fell on the demon. I am still very proud of that. I got to cartoon that.
There was a third task, right, that we haven't gotten around to yet?
Yes,
So
the third one
finding
is
the identity.
Yeah, finding the identity
Oh, right.
of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All
You
right,
could
never
also
mind.
look through the papers that Bookie found.
Yeah, let's do that.
So the papers. Give me. This is actually a good one for you. Actually, give me a streetwise test at TN7.
Okay. Oh, one success.
So the papers are, from what you can tell, are detailing a. How do you put it? From what you can tell, the papers are detailing a. Basically, they're a ledger of what you think might be some kind of illicit dealings that are going on in that Benihana. Some kind of like some kind of black market selling and buying. But this is a ledger of the acquisitions and things like that.
Mhm.
And notably, it's got a list of buyers under pseudonyms. There are roughly 4 or 5 buyers here. One of whom you say or it's like 4 or 5 because one of them is crossed out.
Mhm.
But of the
Okay.
buyers, of the 4 buyers you can functionally read. You have one buyer referred to as Madam, one buyer referred to as Glance, and one buyer referred to as Widow, and then one buyer
Oh.
referred to
Oh.
as Stone.
Oh. Hold up. Wait a minute. That sounds like basically everyone that we've encountered.
Huh.
Interesting.
Interesting. But yeah,
Is
so
there any
it's a
other
series of it's
information?
showing a series of buyers.
Is it showing any other information about these buyers besides a name?
It's showing basically its name, date, and an amount of money. And it's showing like those
Alright.
transactions where they bought stuff. It appears that Widow bought a lot of things in close succession, closer to like starting a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Whereas it appears that Madam buys very rarely, but buys very large ticket items, whatever these are. Stone appears to
Makes
buy
sense.
relatively category, like I would say relatively commonly, maybe like once a month or something like that, but gets a couple things for a relatively large total. And then Glance only shows up once or twice on the sheet, but picks up something that is relatively cheap, but with a weird price tag. Like the numbers on it just look kind of off. Why is it this weird change number, that kind of thing? And there's a crossed out name that you can't quite identify what it is, but you see a couple buys from this crossed out name maybe a couple weeks ago.
Hmm.
I can't see what the name is. It's just
It's like they took over with some ink and just drew all over it.
yeah, it just blacked it out. Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, I can figure out who basically everyone is, but the unknown. Who would be Glance? I don't have an idea for that one.
It is entirely possible you have not actually met them yet.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Because
No,
Stone, Widow, and Madam make a lot of sense as to who they are.
So, in any case,
Oh wait, Glance. I have a contemplation, but I'm unsure.
yep. So, in any case, you are all resting. You're taking some time off. King, what are you doing during this time?
Having a nap.
Good idea. So
Recovering.
King is just taking a chill. He's just having a good sleepy time. Wretched, being a pile of insubstantial matter at the moment, is probably doing about the same. Bookie,
I'm
what are
reading.
you are reading
I'm the only one
the
that can
book.
read
I assume.
the
Yes.
book.
So you're reading and basically like explaining what the book says.
Yes.
So what it
Trying to
says.
match up with the other book that we have as well, since I think there were a few diagrams that were like, this isn't complete, but would probably make sense by adding it to another
Yes.
like component
this
of the other
book-
book.
The previous book you read was a book talking about the nature of the ritual, talking about like rituals in the past and that kind of thing, right?
Right.
This book is detailing information on a specific archdemon.
Oh.
It is one that the author of the book has encountered and is writing, and basically it is an elaborate breakdown. The previous one was talking about how rituals as a whole. This is an elaborate breakdown of a single ritual that the author of this book was part of. Not in the manner of the target, because the target of this ritual, as the book describes, died. The target,
I see.
the demon succeeded in its, the archdemon succeeded, the target failed, and the target died.
I see.
But-
So this would have been written from someone, say, from Liz's perspective.
Yeah, this
That
is
wasn't the
someone from Liz's
target, but-
perspective having written this
I see.
effectively. But this particular ritual is explaining the advent of what it calls the Autumn Lord.
Mhm.
It's matching up events written in very flowery prosaic language, but events on the procession of days and when it'll happen. You note in particular the next day it notes it notes in particular the 8th day is when the temptations appear. The voices in gold and silver. Hold fast.
I see. I definitely warned this to
Yeah.
Oliver and Liz.
Right.
But yeah, it's detailing out, and it's kind of hard to parse what some of the days is explaining actually mean. Like not only is it just in weird prosaic language and being translated from a very ancient dialect, but like you're not sure what it means on day 11 when it says the conversation is a trumpet, but it's saying that.
The conversation is a trumpet.
Yep. Or like day 10 where it says beware the shadow of elk.
Oh.
It is difficult on its own to translate regular Chinese into English. It is even
Right.
harder to translate like 850-year-old Chinese into English via a
Right.
demon trying to translate.
So like
yeah,
Bookie
Bookie
understands.
can read this and understand it, but it's still very flowery and weird. It's like the elk thing is the closest word you can get to it, but it's meaning something about horns and something about like
Like horned beast or
like
something
horned,
of the
like horned beast, but it's specifically bringing note to the horns themselves as the connotation of it. It's using a particle word to emphasize the horns as in like a name, but the name isn't there. Like it's very odd.
right. So like a horned demon. Interesting. Okay.
In any case, you've got that book. It is a you can now refer to it and ask questions of it, of what the contents of that book might be anytime you want. It is a specific example of an encounter with what you presume is this archdemon.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And meanwhile,
Our one-eyed friend had even called it the Autumn Lord.
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, in the meanwhile, it has been day 7. The time slot ends.
yeah.
Remember to regain 2 grip and 2 stress for your rest time slot you just took, and then 2
I'm
grip
back
and 2
at
stress
full.
for sleeping overnight.
All right.
Yep, and because I was popped, I don't come back with 2, I come back with 5.
Yes.
So you're back up to. Oh no, you're just at 5.
You're just at
aren't
5.
you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you don't get any of the heals from it. So you recoalesce. And
Reg,
I think we'll end here for tonight.
Okay.
But with one thing.
Mm.
Oliver, when you wake up on the 8th morning, it's not to the strange, indistinct, almost whispering sound of music. No. It's to a voice saying, "Wake up, Oliver." And that's where we'll leave off for this session. We've been Witchcraft Games.
Awesome.
This is a live playtest of our own created RPG, 12 Inner Demons. We backed it up on Kickstarter. If you have any questions about it, check out our links in the description. We have a Discord that we do it in. We have people looking for groups to play in there. We've got a free playtest if you want to just check out what the rules are like and see about half of the book's actual content. This has been Witchcraft Games. This has been 1200 Demons. And we'll see you all next time.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.